Hello, it's me again, back with another From the Table with the Chief video. The last one went on for about 9 minutes. It was supposed to be 2 minutes, but I allowed an extra minute because it's the first one. So I really am going to have to try and be a lot quicker and more dynamic with how I'm talking about stuff. Maybe I'll have to just do a single video on a single piece of item, like a single thing, rather than try and squeeze it all in. But for this, we'll give you a brief overview of the next important item on the list, which for you guys is clothing, equipment. Okay, we've got a new theme tune as well. The last one was completely gash. This is new to me, it's new to you. Let's go.
Dust is dancing in the light. Yeah, I think the timing's right. Let the gentle moments roll. Time to get this on the road. Okay, here we go. From the kitchen table with the chief.
Fantastic. I forgot to even start the clock. So we've got a bonus there. We've got an extra minute saved. 3 minutes on the clock. So talk about Albion, talk about clothing. So I was out riding my bike over Christmas, and I'd recently had this before Christmas from the Albion guys. I bought this, full disclosure. I had a discount code, but I'm not paid to be an ambassador for them. This is my honest and truthful opinions on certainly on this piece of kit and other bits that I paid for. So anyhow, this has just been like, for me, it changes the game. I'm not going to use the word game changer. I'm going to spin it on its head and say it changes the game, because for me it does change the game. I can see myself using this, I'm using it in a minute when I'm out riding. I've used it all throughout winter, and probably I'll wear it into summer as well. It's just so breathable that you're never really overheating it. You don't sweat in it. It just allows all the sort of moisture to come out. Put a windbreaker on top, a gilet like this over the top of it, or one of the new insulated jackets that Albion have got, and then you are totally super warm. I've also got, look at that for the size, it's tiny. I've also got, I'm not sure whether I got given this or did I pay for it, but regardless, so this is like their Polartec gilet. That's a size extra large. I'm actually a large, but I like to have it a little bit baggy because I like to feel a little bit more inconspicuous when I'm off the bike. And sometimes if you pull up places, you know, you have this super clean tight lines of lycra, I don't know, it just looks a bit too sharp for me. So I like things a little bit baggier. But this, coupled with this, even though they're both they're not sort of windproof at all, but coupled together, it's funny because it almost kind of diffuses the wind enough to stop the majority of the wind coming through to your body, but it allows a lot of the moisture and the sweat to sort of like evaporate out. So it's an amazing combination. I think two Polartecs together work a lot better than like a windproof gilet. So I love this piece of kit. Recommend it for any type of riding really. Wear it on top, underneath, brilliant. And what made me think about it, actually, we've got 33 seconds and we're never going to cover it, but I'll be quick. When I was thinking about this particular item of clothing and something else which I'll come on to later, for me it felt like one of those moments where, you know, every few years in cycling something comes along and it kind of ups the game, if you like, or it becomes the final solution to a question that you've been trying to answer. And for a long time, having a really good waterproof jacket was just, no one was making them. And then, there's the alarm, be quick. And then along came Gore-Tex with the Shake Dry, and that was just like, they'd answered the question of having a waterproof jacket. However, it wasn't until years later we realised how bad it was for the environment. Okay, you can stop. How bad it was for the environment. So Gore-Tex stopped making them. Good thing, really. And then it's meant that companies have to come along since and innovate even more. However, Gore-Tex was one of those moments where it felt like it changed the industry. Disc brakes on road bikes was another one of those moments. And for me, this year, we've had two things come along. For me, this is a real sort of changing of the game. What did I say it was? It changes the game. This particular top, and I said something else to talk about. So yeah, I love this. I've got a cool badge on there. Can you see that? They make a nice hat. Albion do. Probably not useful in the summertime. This is something you'd wear during the winter when you're off the bike or on the bike, but I've only ever worn it off the bike because it just gets it's so warm and insulated. It's not good for riding with. This is something that I've had since 2018. This is Albion's first ever sort of lightweight jacket, and you can see I've used it extensively over the years, still in amazing condition. They don't make this one anymore, and which is a shame because it's an amazing little lightweight jacket. This is their latest wind, what do you call it, Jack? You're saying to me now, it's called this, you idiot, and I can't remember what it's called exactly, but the reason I like it a lot is A, it's just super light, packs down really small, but it's grey and it just reminds me of being like a spaceman, and being a kid growing up, I always wanted to be like a spaceman, or space person, a space person, and you put that on and you just feel like you're from the future or something. It's pretty cool. So light, packs down really small. They've improved it over the original version of this that they brought out. It's a kind of jacket I would immediately replace if something happened to it, and I'm even tempted to buy just a second one of these and just squirrel it away in the cupboard, so I've got something for the future. So I've got another one of these because Albion are constantly innovating and refining and improving their stuff, but for me, I just love this as it is. So that's an essential piece of kit. This is their cargo vest. The guys there kindly put Pan Celtic on the back when I rode the Cromwell a couple of years ago. This is a really useful piece of kit. It takes the whole have a visibility tabard on, but it has like loads of real cool pockets. A big one at the back, side ones. Do you know what my only complaint about this? And it's not a complaint; it's a positive negative. But you just end up, because you've got such a large amount of carrying capacity just in this vest alone. When I use it and I stop at a shop, I just end up like overbuying food and drinks, and I end up carrying it for a long time, and I don't eat it by the time I get to the next shop. So that's on me really, to be a little bit more mindful and not get carried away with shopping. Shopping's pretty good when you're in an ultra, because it just leads to boredom, doesn't it, sometimes. But yeah, really great piece of kit. Recommend that definitely. And the other one thing I wanted to show you was the Zoa jacket. Living in Wales, particularly North Wales, this has been something that I've used a lot. How useful would it be on an ultra? Well, I'd say it's very useful, particularly something like where we're going in July around Ireland. You never quite know exactly what the weather's going to be like. I think this year we're going to have wall-to-wall sunshine. That's what we're not banking on, that's what we're going to get, because there's been certain sacrifices made to the Celtic gods. And yeah, don't worry about the detail, just know that it's done. But having one of these as a backup would be pretty useful to do. And it's just so warm. You put this on with the hood, and it's just you're just there, you're warm. Riding with a friend of mine just the other day, and he was saying how he's been using this throughout winter, seeing people shivering and freezing cold going past him, and he's just been nice and toasty with that on. So that's it. That's my quick overview of Albion and clothing equipment. Let's hit it for the intro, outro.
Dust is dancing in the light. Yeah, I think the timing's right. Let the gentle moments roll. Time to get this on the road. Okay, here we go. From the kitchen table with the chief